I'm Melissa Guerra. I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and today we are going to be making a Chipotle cheese sauce, which is excellent for the holidays. Now you might be wondering, how is this different from a queso dip? Well, in my cheese sauce recipe, we're using natural ingredients. I have to say, I love queso. I mean, I think it should be obvious. I love queso with my double chin, but it's a little mysterious. I think the ingredients are a little artificial. Even the way we say queso is a little synthetic. Queso, crazy. But for the holidays, you want sort of an elevated presentation on the table. So let's make cheese sauce. That doesn't mean that you have to make cheese sauce that's bland. So Chipotle Chile, I love. It has a sweetness and a spiciness and this gorgeous smoky overtone that is just delicious. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started on our Chipotle cheese sauce. There's 3 stages for preparing this sauce. First, we need to grate the cheese. Now I know you might be tempted to buy those really convenient bags of pre-shredded cheese at the market, but they have this little additive that prevents the cheese from clumping after it's shredded, and that is a terrible ingredient to add to your cheese sauce. It just does not work. So freshly grate your cheese for best results. Just use a regular old hand grater, or you can use your food processor for a quicker grating session. The second step is that we need to prepare our milk. We're going to combine the chile chipotle with our milk. I prefer to make cheese sauce with the milk just a little bit warmed because the sauce comes together a lot more quickly, a lot more smoothly. So I'm going to add my milk to a saucepan and I'm going to heat it over a medium flame on the stove, and then I'm going to add my chile chipotle. I'm using my immersion blender to puree the milk with the chile. Now if you have a regular blender, you might want to puree the milk with the chile ahead of time, but I'm using an immersion blender, so I'm just going to throw it all together and puree it on the stove. The third part of our cheese sauce is making a roux. Now a roux is a classic way of making a thickener for a sauce, and it's equal parts of melted butter and flour. So I have about 50 grams of butter, and I'm going to melt that in a very heavy saucepan. If you use a heavy saucepan, then your butter will not scorch. Then we're going to whisk in an equal amount of flour. It's going to absorb the butter and give us this really nice paste. Using a wire whisk, add about half of the prepared chili milk. We're going to whisk it to break up all the lumps. And once that's nice and smooth, we're going to add the remaining amount of milk. Add small amounts of the cheese that you have grated and keep whisking the sauce over a medium-low heat. The cheese will melt and then your cheese sauce is done. If you think the consistency is a little bit too thick, you can always add about a half cup of milk until you get it to the consistency that you want. I love roasting cauliflower because 1, it's super easy, and 2, it keeps that crunchy texture that I really love in cauliflower. Just drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil, some salt, some pepper, and pop it in the oven. While it's still nice and warm, pour that lovely Chipotle cheese sauce right over the top. Now I had the bright idea of garnishing my head of cauliflower. Usually with cheese sauce you use breadcrumbs, but this didn't seem like a breadcrumb kind of recipe, so I thought, well, I'm gonna make some little tortilla chips, which once I used them as a garnish, they kind of ended up looking like a bad hairdo on my head of cauliflower, so I left them to the side and I frankly ate them as a snack. But you can see how beautiful this cauliflower turned out with our Chipotle cheese sauce. It is so delicious, spicy, smoky with a little hint of sweetness, really delicious and very Texas, reminiscent of queso, but elevated for your holiday table. You know, if you have any recipe requests or you have any questions, you can always message me at help@kitchenwrangler.com, or you can message me on Instagram, through Facebook, through Twitter, through YouTube, through TikTok. I'm always here waiting to hear from you. I'm Melissa Guerra, I am the Kitchen Wrangler, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here at the ranch again soon. Bye now.